All right, guys, we're back for another exciting episode, and once again, I'm here with my brother,
Charlie
Hector Martinez.
Yes!
Hey, brother, man.
Thank you,
Thank you so much, man.
You know,
Thank
you
so much.
live here.
I should actually just bring my bed in here and move in with you. And then we could watch Bruce Lee movies together. We could admire your collection every day.
That's
have some
okay.
dinner together.
Sounds good to me.
There we go, there we go. Well, I'm excited for this episode because I want to give a little background. So we're going to show you a really exciting painting that Hector just picked up from a friend of mine and now a friend of Hector's by the name of Steve Walling.
Steve the man.
Oh man, and he's done so many beautiful Bruce Lee paintings and artwork for now collectors around the world since we started featuring him on the show 3-4 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And I met Steve when I was in California. Personally, I went over his house and did a couple of interviews on him, and we showed all his collectibles, and he met a lot of the Lee family, first generation students, Anna Capri, a lot, John Saxon, George Lee, a lot of people. So his work has a lot of prominence because he usually gets people to sign it and stuff. So Steve, shout out to you, man. And
Brother Steve! Yay!
And I know I originally found out about you 25 years ago when I bought my 25th anniversary Enter the Dragon painting.
Oh, what a painting, bro.
Which was one of my favorite that he ever did, and we did a trade, and he gave it to me, and at the time he had, you know, Linda Lee's signature on it, Shannon Lee's, and since then I got Angela Mao, thanks to you, to sign it. And,
it's cool.
And Bob Wall, when we brought it to Bob Wall, and Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly, we took it to them personally.
Yes, yes. The only one we missed was Bolo. I should have carried it to the last Chiller convention.
I was trying to convince you to do that, but you kept on saying no because it was too big.
It was so big, I didn't want, but now I regret. But if he comes again this next year, I'm going to definitely bring it because I need a signature on this painting.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Steve's a great artist, and I know you have a couple of personal paintings by him. And before we show this one, which is really special, what were some of the other ones you picked up from him?
Well, you know, Steve did a few paintings. He did one called the Tao of Jeet Kune Do.
Yes.
So he did that for me, which is amazing, Steve. It's an amazing painting. He did the Tao of Jeet Kune Do. He also did a beautiful Angela Mao painting for me.
Oh, yes.
You know, captured Angela Mao the way she looked in one Taekwondo stripes.
Yes. And did you get her to sign that?
I brought that to the restaurant. Angela loved it, and she signed it.
You have to take a picture of that one for me because I forgot about that one. I want to show that one to the fans.
It's signed by Steve and
Angela.
And there's another prized piece in my collection. It was actually a painting that Steve did for John Saxon.
I know, that's another one that I love. And where did that one? Where was that one?
That one actually hung in John Saxon's home. So it's signed by Steve and John.
Oh, man.
So, you know, and when John sadly passed away, I believe his widow put them up for sale. So I managed to acquire that, which is a great piece. And this, I got something special here. This one here is another piece by Steve Walling, which depicts John Saxon and Bruce Lee.
In what movie?
In Enter the Dragon.
Absolutely.
You have to get
My favorite.
You know what I'm saying? But Charlie, what's so unique about this piece here is that this one actually hung in John Saxon's home.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
I actually have a photo of Steve Walling presenting this painting to John Saxon.
Wow. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, because he met him, he told me.
He met him, of course. Yep. So as you can see, it's both signed by John Saxon and the artist Steve Walling.
That is simply magnificent.
Yeah.
Again, the colors, the yellows, and these are famous scenes of Bruce and Saxon, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That we see in a lot of the behind-the-scenes books that are out there on Enter the Dragon, and he just captured this beautifully in the one-of-a-kind painting. And so this was in Saxon's house, right? Before he passed.
Before he passed.
Steve got him to sign it.
Well, actually, what I heard was that John Saxon, while he was actually ill, so the last couple of months he had a friend of his selling off stuff from the estate.
Right.
So one of the pieces in his estate was this painting.
That's beautiful.
So I said, you know, I have to acquire it.
Yeah,
I have to. It's a must. I don't care how much I'm going to pay for it. It's a must. I got a great price on it. I'm not going to say how much I paid for it, but I'm happy with the price, and I'm happy with the fact that it's in the collection. And then Steve was kind enough also. I had something commission work done for me. He did a painting of myself with Bruce Lee together.
I remember that. That was a really nice one. You and Bruce side by side.
by side.
Yeah. Wait a minute. All right, say a word, man. Who did this painting?
Oh, this is from the great, the one and only master, Steve Wall.
There it is! Classic!
So much.
Classic! I love it! Yeah! Yeah, that was a great one.
When I took that to Angela, she goes, "You look too skinny there."
I remember.
And then eventually I lost the weight.
He did a good resemblance of you and Bruce in that picture. That was Bruce a great
together.
One.
So that one, that's a pretty cool piece that hangs in my collection.
Yeah, no, that is great. And we did that episode on a few of your pieces. So I'm going to add a link to this this video. So if anyone who missed that episode where you highlighted some of these paintings, because you have to see these paintings. They're just amazing from the artist Steve Walling. So I'll include a link, and you guys could watch that the full episode in its entirety. But now this one is really special because Steve texted me as well and said, Charles, man, I just came across a few of these paintings because some of the people I originally gave them to, passed away, and now they're giving these paintings up. Would you like any? And the first one I said I wanted was the one you have.
No, for real?
Yeah.
But he had sold it.
And he already sold. He goes, "Oh, you're not gonna believe it. I already sold that one to your buddy Hector. So you snatched it from me."
No, if I would have known you were interested, it's yours.
No, I know. You just got to him first, man, before I did.
He contacted me. I'm at work and I'm sitting there, and I get an email. It says, "Hector, listen, I got these paintings. Pick one if you're interested." And I says, "Well, I'll take this one."
Yeah.
I didn't know it's the one that you wanted.
And you'll see why it's the one I wanted as well. So why don't we pull this one out, because this one's just. It's one of my favorites, man.
But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And I'm going to admit this here in front of your fans. I would give you that painting. I would. Honestly, I would. But I'm not, because you've got too many.
There we go. I do have quite a few.
He's got those big, gigantic.
And I got a really nice Game of Death one as well.
He
so
does,
I just love it.
Woohoo!
Look at that, man! Steve!
Steve is the man!
I love this one!
Here we go. You know what I like about this, Charlie? It looks like Bruce Lee, man.
He did a great... This is some of his early work. Now, what year did he do? We just figured it out. This was...
Bro, he did this in 2001.
So
22 years
ago. So, Steve, man, what an amazing job from a film, The Game of Death, which I just love. And you have all the key characters in here. Look, he has Kareem. And he has Dan. And then he has
James Tien.
And this is what I love, just the whole tower and the actual scenes that should have taken place from the tower.
Legend has it that man's greatest fear dwells in that temple.
Down the floors.
Oh man, because
he's got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jihan J, Dan Inosanto.
Which were filmed. Those were the three that were filmed. Those were the ones that never got filmed, which I wish they did.
On the second floor, you got the praying mantis, who originally was Taki Kimura. And then on the first floor, Wang Yao Che.
Yes, the guy who played in Return of the Dragon, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who can do karate better than Japanese?
Yes. shot as well, man.
Yeah.
How that would, and then on the ground floor,
see what else he's got here.
which is breathtaking.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys, imagine if Bruce completed this film, because the ground floor was supposed to be 25 karate guys guarding the tower. And you know who their boss was?
No.
Bolo. And Bruce got out of the car, supposedly, and was gonna get up to the tower. He had to fight the 25 karate guys with Bolo in charge of them.
With Bolo.
So we finally would have seen the fight scene with Bruce and Bolo.
Unbelievable. I never knew that.
Yeah,
I never knew that.
yeah.
Thank you for mentioning that.
That's what would have happened, man. So, guys, I know a lot of you guys write in and you always say, you know, would Game of Death, I'd love to hear your opinion, been Bruce's top film if that was all filmed and the film was ever completed and he didn't pass? Or do you think Enter the Dragon would have still been his #1 baby? What do you guys, comment below, I'd love to hear from you. Would it have been Game of Death as the #1 Bruce film, or do you still think it would be Enter the Dragon? Let us hear from you.
Absolutely.
Man.
Now, Charlie.
This is great.
I gotta mention why this is, not only is it special because it's beautiful, but this is also very, very sentimentally special.
Yes, tell the audience why.
This actually hung in George Lee's home for about 20-something years. And recently, George passed away, may he rest in peace. And his widow was kind enough to return this back to Steve Walling.
Right.
And, you know, Steve has a lot of work in his house, so he wanted to share this with his fans.
Yeah, and Steve was very good friends with George Lee. He
certainly
was at his passing in the hospital when he passed away. He told me the story when he went to see George. You know, George gave him the Kung Fu sign with almost like his last breath, and that was the last time Steve saw George, and then he passed. So Steve was very, very close. So this has a lot of prominence, this piece, because it did. And George was one of Bruce Lee's best friends.
Indeed.
Yeah, one of the four Musketeers.
Four Musketeers.
Yes.
Was he the one responsible for creating the nunchaku?
Yeah, he created a lot of
the weapons. He designed the nunchucks.
Yeah, and he also created the little cemetery.
Wow.
You know,
you're right. The tombstone.
The tombstone. Yeah.
Well, this one hung in George Lee's home, and Steve was also kind enough to give me a photo of him and George.
Man, look at that. So that's the picture of Steve at the time presenting it to George. When George was originally got this back in 2002. And it hung in his home all this time.
Wow. He says here, this painting hung in George Lee's home, painted in 2001. And it's got Steve's signature and his chop.
Yep, the official chop that he puts on all his paintings.
You'll show it a little.
Yeah, I'm going to get a picture of that.
We'll send it to you.
You'll see a close-up of that, guys. Yeah, Hector, this is a very, very special painting, man. You should be proud to have this in your collection, in addition to the John Saxon one and some of the other ones that, you know, this one is very, very special, man. Wow. Yeah. What a great piece.
It's a great piece, man.
And he did a great job on the details behind that. And I know a lot of you guys out there have purchased paintings from Steve, and you know, he's done a lot of paintings for a lot of the collectors that are out there. And if you guys want to contact Steve, I'll leave his email in the description of this video, and you could reach out to him. And he does custom paintings now, which I know he's done one for John Negron and and a couple of the collectors out there. So many now that have Green Hornet paintings and Game of Death paintings, and in their collection, and Steve can customize one for you. So I'll leave his email so you can contact him. Man, Hector.
You know what I like about Steve Walling? The thing about Steve Walling is he's such a nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
That his goodness actually pops out of his painting.
Yes.
So when you see a Steve Walling original, you smile.
You do.
You know, because it's not intense.
No.
They're not strong images. They're images of someone that you enjoy, like Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
But then there's something behind it. The colors that he uses, they make you happy.
It really does.
So,
they really pop his colors, and they're very
Indeed.
vibrant, and that's what I love about his artwork. So, great job, Steve. And
Steve!
Shout out to you and Hector, man. I'm glad you have this in your collection, man. What a beauty that is.
Thank you, Charlie.
And guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode on Steve Walling's paintings. And again, if you want to order any, check out his email in the description. You need to have one. Everyone should have a Steve Walling painting as part of their Bruce Lee collection.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, so again, guys, if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Give it a thumbs up. I'm also wearing my Gold Dragon Collectors t-shirt today.
That's a nice one.
So if you want to order this, I also have the link in the description, and on the back of it I have my favorite tagline. What does it say?
Have fun collecting!
And that's how I normally sign out on my episodes, and we'll do that today. So guys, have fun collecting, and Hector and I will see you guys next time.
God bless!
Take care, guys.